Okay, look, I know you're gonna read this title and you're gonna jump down my throat, pause. But I need you to really hear me out. This fight was not. I'm hearing the domination, domination. I think we're being victims of the moment. I think we're being victims of the moment. I think we're being victims of the vibe. Because Pereira fight, we know what it brings. We know what happens in it. He marches forward. He walks people down. Shama. He was on the back foot. He was hesitant in this fight. Did not let his hands go. And yes, I think Ankalaev won. I think he clearly won. But I don't think it was a domination. I think he won 3 rounds. I think it was a 48-47. I gave Pereira 1 and 5. The third round, there's a case for Alex, but when somebody's walking you down, getting in your face, I mean, Alex outlanded him, did more damage actually. But when somebody is walking you down, getting in your face, and keeping the significant strikes numbers close, while they have you on the back foot, almost running in a way, because Alex did run. And then whenever he did go forward, he still didn't let the hands go. It was a lot of Magomed looking forward, Pereira looking vulnerable, and the look of it, the vibes of it. This is not the Pereira we're used to. Pereira did get shut down. He did. But dominated is a stretch. And let me just ask you this. Ladies and gentlemen, how you doing? How's your mama? How's your family? Where are my manners? But let me just ask you this. Ask yourself, was this fight Volkanovski versus Max Holloway? That's a domination. Was this Volkanovski versus Max Holloway 3? Where in each round, he just created more and more distance in the significant strike numbers, 28-24. 37-27. Go to the third round, 40-26. Go to the fourth round, 44-31. And then the fifth round, 50-19. Giving him little to no success, clearly and definitively beating him up, leaving no doubt in people's minds. Was this Cheeto Vera versus O'Malley 2? Where O'Malley landed 250 strikes while Cheeto didn't even crack 100. Was this Dominic Cruz versus Cody Garbrandt, where Dominic could not hit Cody Garbrandt to save his life while Cody's rocking him? Or was this closer to O'Malley versus Merab? And we're going to look at these numbers as well. And this is what I mean, a victim of the moment. Because in the moment, it's like, damn, Merab really dominated O'Malley. I think you can win clearly and decisively, but I don't think that means domination. Like, I look at the Islam versus Poirier fight, and Islam finished Poirier. But in the lead-ups to that, was that a domination? No. Still a great win, but I'm not going to say domination. I want to get into the numbers. The numbers make it look way, way worse. Look at these numbers and compare it to, oh, now that we're here, this was a domination earlier in the card. This is a domination. 127-47. This guy could not get any of his offensive game going, and Joshua Van completely dictated what Ray was able to do and beat him up, walked him down. That's a domination. Clearly won every single round, no doubt in your mind. And yeah, you could say, well, Magomed clearly won these rounds, no doubt in my mind. Yeah, but it was closer than you're giving it credit for, and you're being a victim of the moment. If you rewatch the fight, you will realize you're being a victim of the moment, because when judging a fight, you don't look at round 2 success. You don't look at round 2 success and carry that on into the third. Magomed rocked Pereira bad in the second round. A couple more seconds, it could have been a finish. Similar to the Izzy versus Pereira 1 in UFC fight. At the end of the first round, Izzy had Pereira out of there. A couple more seconds, it would have been a done deal. But you don't go into the third round, okay, Magomed just rocked Pereira, and he's going forward in this round. Oh my God, Pereira, like, you just don't do that. You look at each round individually, and looking at each round individually, 1 Pereira, 2 Magomed, 4 Magomed, 5 Pereira, but it could be Magomed. 3 is really the swing round, but all the judges, I believe, gave that one to Magomed, which I can understand because he was walking him down, but it was the vibes, man. It was the vibe. We're being a victim of the moment. I'm going to get back to O'Malley and Sean's fight, because I really want to talk more about that one, because in the moment, Merab, man, Sean couldn't get any offense off. Yeah, he hurt Merab. He stung Merab a couple times in that fight. Hurt him in the fifth with a body shot, but the fight was already over in our minds. The fight was already over. You lost. We went into that fifth round, Sean needs to finish or it's over. Which it was true, but rewatching the fight, you're like, okay, Sean did more damage. Sean actually stung him with that right hand. Made Merab have to take a step back and readjust. In the third round, okay, Sean kind of stung with that right hand again. Wasn't getting taken down that much, and it was empty takedowns, where a couple pitter-patters came from here to help Merab's strike numbers look better. But at the sixth strike, it's like Sean kind of controlled that round as well. And then in the fifth round, he hurt Merab. I don't think Sean won that fight, but I think it's closer than we were giving credit to in the moment. I continue to say victims of the moment. This fight was not Holloway Max, was not Volk Max 3. No way. This was not Garbrandt Dominic Cruz. This was not O'Malley versus Vera. Now let's get back to this fight. Looking at the numbers, this looks way more of a domination. Way more of a domination than Magomed Ankalaev. If I had to pick one, this is way... Now, numbers can be misleading, obviously. This looks like it wasn't competitive at all. And we know that's different. But looking at this, it's like, man, this fight... Sure, Pereira never really hurt Magomed like Sean did, but those moments were the only success Sean would have. Every time Rob wanted a takedown, it seemed like he was getting it. It says he shot 15. I don't believe that. A lot of his takedowns aren't really to land. Sean looked slow, like Pereira. Sean looked hesitant, like Pereira. But as time goes on, we slowly realize, okay, this fight was way more competitive than we gave it credit for. And what I'm saying is, rewatch the Alex and Magomed fight. Your answer is not going to change. It may. Some people are giving Pereira the third round. I don't. But I don't think you're an idiot for giving it to him. I don't think you're the smartest fan. But it's closer than what we're giving credit to. And domination just is not the correct word to use for this. It's just not. Round one, I give it to Pereira. And Pereira did not let his hands go with majority low kicks. I understand. And I think he banked on those low kicks a little too much in the fight, and it really didn't pay off like he thought it would. I think he felt that if he was gonna take the mobility away from Magomed and be able to just walk him down, get head on mode, and that just really wasn't the case. Round one, Pereira. 2 was close. The numbers don't say the same, but 2 was close until Magomed, towards the end of that round, really started getting in Alex's face, putting the pressure on it, hurt him bad, clear. Magomed round. We'll come back to 3. 4, Magomed as well. It was very, very, very annoying. You know, I'm looking at Marab. At least Marab was getting O'Malley to the ground and doing some pitter-patter, but it was actually working on the ground. Magomed couldn't even get Alex into the ground. He had to hold him against the fence, and that's the most annoying style in MMA. I hate that my world champions. I mean, fair play. As a champion and professional yourself, you shouldn't be able to be held against the cage. I will say that forever. A lot of people give Mario Batista bashing him for what he did against Jose Aldo. But Jose Aldo don't just sit there and complain and get off the cage. That's a position in MMA, one of the most volatile positions in MMA, I feel. Because if you can't get off the cage when somebody's holding you against your will, then you're not championship caliber. I truly, truly feel that way. 4 was super, super annoying. 5, I give to Pereira. Magomed had success late in the clinch once again, but it was just clinch knees, clinch punches, while Alex was actually at range at times, landing his punches, finally letting his hands go, landing some low kicks. Going to 3, Alex outstruck Magomed, but Magomed got in his face, was still walking him down. The numbers were close. I give round 3 to Magomed. I think it's 48-47 Magomed. It could be 49-46 with round 5. I just think Pereira. Round 5, holding me against the cage with some pitter-patter, opposed to actually landing at range. And you didn't really blow me out. And it was really a tale of 2 halves. The first half of the round was Pereira. The second half was Magomed. Whoever you want to give it to, fine. But I think Alex was more effective in that 5th. 2 judges agree with me in that. Every judge gave Alex the first round. It was just the 3rd round. And I don't think it should have been a split decision. I don't think Alex should have got his hands raised. But I don't think people understand how close we could have been to a split decision. Alex Pereira. Probably would have been a robbery if that happened. But I'm just saying this was a competitive fight. Neither of them really did anything. It's just that we're kind of used to Magomed not really doing a lot, kind of edging out decisions, but tit for tatting people, just beating people round by round. We're not used to that with Alex. We're used to Alex. F this round. If I lose it, it is what it is. I'm going for a finish. And we didn't get that, so it also makes it look like, okay, wow, Magomed really dominated Pereira. I think he shut him down. I think he didn't allow Pereira to... I don't think Pereira had a great game plan as well, relying on the low kicks as much as he did. Didn't really trust himself in the fire like Pereira usually does. And credit to Magomed, it was the speed, it was the technicality. He hurt him in that 2nd round, so Pereira was wary of the counter shots. Not even the counter shots, just a straight left hand. But the word domination is just getting thrown around all willy-nilly nowadays. And it's just... like, we saw a domination earlier that night. I'm going to keep saying we saw a domination earlier that night. This is not that. That's all I want to get on here and say. I'm not really hyped for a rematch. I think Alex, I can't really say he doesn't deserve one. His resume alone, what he's done in this division, what he's done in 2 weight classes. He is the biggest draw in the UFC, so Dana White giving him a rematch, it's the same thing as Sean O'Malley getting a rematch. I think we would all rather see different matchups, but we're going to see a rematch. That's why I keep referring to the Sean O'Malley and Marab, because it's very, very similar. Both fights were close. In the moment, it felt like dominations, and we're getting a rematch. And we're thinking about the rematches a little differently now. You know, I think in a rematch, Alex should be able to trust his takedown defense since he didn't give up a single takedown. The fence helped him with that, though. You know, every time Ankalaev got in on a takedown, we're going to the fence. We're getting our back to the fence. But he got to let his hands go. And I think we're going to see a finish in the rematch. I think the rematch is going to be much, much better than the first fight because Alex knows, okay, I can trust my takedown defense a little bit to open up a little bit, go forward. Magomed knows I can hang with this guy on the feet. This guy, I'm faster than this guy. I'm not going to say more technical, but I just out tit for tatted him on the feet. You know, and I got that holding in my back pocket if I want to initiate the clinch. So I think we do see a finish. And I think Alex is going to have to trust himself in the fire and try to walk Magomed down. That can end with him being KO'd, but can also end with him getting a KO. And it could set up a trilogy. It could. Like, comment, subscribe, share this to somebody. Let me know how you guys feel in the comments. What's domination? I just truly don't feel that way. Share this to somebody. Don't be stingy. Don't be silly. Jump to Gilly. You ain't got to go home, but you got to get up out of here, man. Yeet.